Wow, it is a really beautiful spring day here in Lake Las Vegas. It is mid-April, and what makes this day particularly beautiful is that we just had a really bad dust storm yesterday. I mean, it was like sandblast your face type of dust storm. This is not smoke from something being on fire. This is dust. Ugh. Anyways, it really cooled down the weather today. So it's nice. It's probably in the 50s right now. The sun is out, it's shining, it's beautiful. So I thought, you know, this would be a great day to come out here and make a video and also have a discussion with you about something. So a couple of weeks ago, I was in Arizona talking to a realtor acquaintance of mine, and I mentioned that I live in Lake Las Vegas, and he said, oh wow, yeah, Lake Las Vegas, it's really, really nice out there, but I heard that it's also really expensive, like the fees are like $800 a month. And I was like, well, okay, that's not exactly true. They're not that high for most people. But originally, when I wanted to move out here, I was talking to a realtor from Henderson, and I had mentioned Lake Las Vegas, and she said, you know, it's really, really far. There's nothing out there, and besides that, the fees are very expensive. They're like $800 a month. And so it really struck me as odd that a couple of realtors use this figure of $800 a month in fees just to live in Lake Las Vegas. So maybe there's a perception out there that that's what the fees are, that it's very expensive. So the purpose of this video is talk about what the fees are at Lake Las Vegas, and is there any truth to them being $800 a month? First, let's start with the Lake Las Vegas Master Association quarterly assessment fees. These are mandatory. They are not negotiable or optional. This is separate from your HOA fee. Now, currently, the quarterly LLVMA fee is $400 per quarter or $1,600 per year. Every resident pays the same rate, so whether you're in a 400 square foot studio condo or a 10,000 square foot home, the rate is $400 per quarter. Even the hotels put their share in based on a portion of each hotel room rented. So you must be wondering, what does this fee cover? Well, in a nutshell, it covers all operating expenses, including administration expenses, security, the dam, all common areas of the property, waterfalls, ponds, and landscaping, all of this lush greenness that you see. And most importantly, don't forget the wonderful lake as well. So speaking of this beautiful lake, did you know that it takes about $2.1 million to operate and maintain this lake? For example, on my little budget list here, it says that it costs nearly $1 million to keep this lake filled. So we purchase our water from Lake Mead, and the estimated annual budget on just the water alone is $975,000. Then there is also a water quality monitoring, which alone is $240,000. And then there's all kinds of other fees and permits and things like that. There's even a wildlife permit. A lot of other things and expenses that go along with maintaining this lake. Like I said, the lake alone takes about $2.1 to $2.2 million to operate, and that is part of what our $400 per quarter Lake Las Vegas Master Association fee goes towards. And in looking at the 2022 operating budget that the Lake Las Vegas Master Association has estimated for us, it looks like it comes to about $6.8 million in operating expenses, and the money that they bring in is less than that. It's a little over $6 million. So then you're probably thinking, well, it sounds like they're operating at a deficit, which actually they are. And what happens every year, and it shows right on here, is that there is a developer contribution. And in this case, it's estimated to be about $768,000, which then brings us to a net operating income or loss of 0. So we balance out. We do not operate at a negative because the developer makes sure to come in and put in any remaining money, so we do not operate at a negative. And eventually what will happen is that obviously as more homes are built here, then there's going to be more homeowners or more residences to pay that $400 quarterly fee, which is $1,600 a year now. And as our residences start to increase, then the deficit will decrease. There's more money to bring in until eventually one day, and it hopefully shouldn't be too far off, that Lake Las Vegas will be operating at a positive and no longer at a flat 0. But at least we're not in negative. The next fee you have to pay is your individual community HOA fee. For example, the community I live in has an HOA fee of $125 per month. And as you know, that fee goes to maintain all the common areas and amenities solely within your own community. And each community will have a different HOA based on the types of amenities they offer. Del Webb is around $190 per month, and they have a private clubhouse. Again, this fee is mandatory and is not optional. The next fee is optional, and it's being a member of the Lake Las Vegas Sports Club. Now, this is a really beautiful place to get fit and enjoy social activities as well, even for families. There is a state-of-the-art workout room, a lap pool, a heated regular pool, and check out all of these activities on the calendar. There's pickleball, cooking classes, social bridge, pee-wee tennis, Tai Chi. I mean, what more could you ask for? And your monthly fee gives you access to a whole list of services and activities, well beyond what you'd get with a membership at a regular gym. And here are the membership fees. Again, this is totally optional. I do have a membership fee, and I'm guilty of not even using it, except for one time to participate in a costume contest with my dog. So again, these are optional, not required, but definitely well worth the money, especially if you're looking for a lot of options when it comes to fitness and social activities. The last fee I'll mention is one you may or may not have based on the age of your home. It's called an SID or LID, which stands for Special Improvement District or Local Improvement District. If you have one, it's required and not an optional fee. A LID assessment fee is paid to the city to pay for improvements that were done to the raw land that the builder opted to not pay for. This includes street lights, the streets, sewer hookups, fire hydrants, etc. Now I'll use Del Webb as an example again. Their monthly LID fee is $87. LIDs can be paid over a 10 to 20 year period. It depends on how the builder set it up. So when buying a home, make sure to ask your realtor if there is an SID or LID fee associated with it. So back to the question, does it cost $800 per month in fees to live in Lake Las Vegas? Well, if you look at the quarterly Lake Las Vegas Master Association fee, we know it's $1,600 a year, so let's divide that by 12 months, and we'll just say it's $134 a month. Let's also say that your HOA fee is $190 per month. Your LID, your LID fee is $87 per month, so you're looking at a total of $411 in fees. Now, if you wanted to add an optional sports club fee, let's add it for the family, that's $175 a month. Now your total is up to $586 per month. But that's nowhere near the $800 per month that people were thinking it was. I mean, especially if you take the sports club out, then you're looking at half of that. It's $411 per month. The biggest determining factor on how expensive your monthly fees are really based on your HOA fee Also, if you live in South Shore, for example, you will have much higher fees since you are paying for the guard sitting at the front guardhouse. As I was told, the more gates you go through, the more expensive your fees are. So at the time of this recording, the highest monthly HOA fees are in some communities in South Shore near the shoreline at approximately $667 per month. And when you add the LLVMA fee of $134, lo and behold, it is $801. Now, this is before you add any additional fees for the sports club, the lake club, or the golf club. I mean, upgrades to the clubs can get pretty pricey. And I'm guessing that a lot of the South Shore homes that are older than 20 years no longer have a lid fee. But if you're buying something that was recently built, that is an additional fee that you would need to consider. So, in closing here, are fees $800 a month to live here? Yes, they can be. If you live in South Shore, if you live behind a guard-gated community, in a really expensive community with a high HOA, then it's possible. But that is not the majority of Lake Las Vegas. So for most people that purchase in Lake Las Vegas, your fees will not be anywhere near $800 per month. All right, you guys, thank you again for joining me on another one of my videos here in the center of Lake Las Vegas. And if you found any benefit from this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, a like, and why don't you consider subscribing as well? You'll be notified anytime I publish a new video. And why don't you go ahead and share it with somebody that might be interested in moving to fabulous Lake Las Vegas. Maybe they'll find it informational as well, especially if someone's giving them wrong information about the fees in Lake Las Vegas. So once again, thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again soon. Now that